A vast wilderness where people vanish without a sound, no bodies, no clues, no answers. From seasoned hikers to small children, the British Columbia Triangle in Canada has swallowed them all. What's happening in this remote region, and why do so many who enter never make it out? Welcome back to Missing Persons Archives, where we delve into the real-life cases of people who have vanished without a trace. Each episode uncovers the haunting stories of individuals whose disappearances remain unsolved, piecing together clues and theories to shed light on these enduring mysteries. Join us as we explore the circumstances, investigate the unknown, and honor the lives of those still missing. Today, we journey to the heart of Western Canada to explore the eerie and unsettling vanishings inside what's known as Canada's Vanishing Triangle, or the British Columbia Triangle. Stretching from Vancouver Island along the sea to Sky Highway, sweeping past Whistler, cutting through Hope and the mouth of the Fraser Canyon, and stretching east toward Kamloops and Salmon Arm. This massive swath of wilderness accounts for nearly 40% of Canada's unsolved missing persons cases. Dense forests, rugged mountains, fast-moving rivers, beautiful but deadly, and for some, final. Let's begin with the earliest vanishing that still haunts this region. Herman Jongerhuis, 1957. In November 1957, Herman Jongerhuis and his friend Kees Bulk set out for a peaceful hiking trip near Monte Lake, 25 miles outside Kamloops. They were experienced, prepared, and familiar with the area, but one decision changed everything. They split up, agreeing to meet back at noon. Kees waited, but Herman never showed. Panic set in. Kees fired his rifle into the air, hoping for a response, and to his relief, 3 distant shots echoed back. But Herman was never found. Search teams, dogs, and aircraft scoured the land. No tracks, no scent, nothing. 3 years later, hunters stumbled upon skeletal remains and a rusted rifle, just 5 miles from where Herman vanished, right in the area extensively searched. How could a man, or his remains, be invisible to hundreds of searchers? Betty Jean Masters, 1960. In July 1960, the Masters family visited Red Lake near Kamloops. 20-month-old Betty Jean was playing with friends at a post office when she simply vanished. Dozens of witnesses, yet nobody saw anything. Authorities responded swiftly with hundreds of searchers, planes, and tracking dogs. But something was off. The dogs couldn't pick up her scent, whining and circling in confusion. No prints, no clues, no sign of struggle, and no trace in the thick, rugged brush that even seasoned trackers struggled to navigate. How could a toddler just vanish? Not even the animals seemed to have touched her. Geza Peczeli, 1960. That same year, 24-year-old Hungarian immigrant Geza Peczeli disappeared on the Thompson Plateau while tending sheep alone at a remote cabin. Food sat untouched, a warm meal on the table, everything in its place, except Geza. His flock huddled miles away, but he was gone, leaving no trace despite another exhaustive search. To this day, no one knows what happened. Wallace John Marr, 1962. In November 1962, a casual hunting trip near Yale turned into a mystery. Wallace Marr stayed behind by the fire while his friend Fred Basco tracked a deer. When Fred returned, Wallace, his gun, supplies, everything, was gone. Tracks led into the woods, but abruptly stopped. No remains were ever recovered, and like many other cases, the disappearance occurred after separating from a companion, a troubling pattern we've seen again and again. Clancy O'Brien, 1966. 9-year-old Clancy O'Brien was with family near Green Lake, Caribou County. He left his cousins to walk the short, visible path back to his grandfather's house. He never arrived. Hundreds combed the area. Tracker dogs failed to pick up his trail, and footprints vanished into the woods. Despite one of the largest coordinated searches in British Columbia's history, nothing was ever found. A short walk home turned into a disappearance that would last decades. Decades later, the BC Triangle continues to claim people from all walks of life. In 2002, tourist Brian Faunen disappeared in Whistler during a solo hike. No remains, no clues. Rachel Bagnall and Jonathan Jett. In 2010, experienced hikers, Rachel and Jonathan, vanished together in the Cayush Mountains. Their car was left at the trailhead, packed with supplies. They were never seen again. Darcy Turner, 2011. Darcy Turner vanished while hiking a familiar trail he'd visited for years. His tracks were found, then disappeared. The dogs lost his scent instantly. No recovery. David Christian, 2012. David Christian walked out of a Whistler bar and was found days later in a shallow creek, shoeless. Cause of death undetermined. Another common pattern across cases. Sakjeet Sagu, 2015. Hiking with friends on a heavily trafficked trail, Sakjeet simply vanished while just a minute ahead of the group. His body was found days later in a near-impossible location. Deanna Wirtz, 2016. On a routine walk behind her home near Salmon Arm, Deanna Wirtz vanished into thin air. She never returned and was never found. Gurdeep Gordon Sagu, 2016. Gordon Sagu left his group to hike ahead, a common thread in so many cases. He never arrived at the meeting point, never came home, never reappeared. Allison Raspa, 2017. Allison Raspa's night out in Whistler ended in her disappearance. Her clothes were found scattered along a path, her body in Alpha Lake weeks later, despite the lake being searched thoroughly. Cause of death? Undetermined. What makes the British Columbia Triangle so deadly? Is it simply the rugged wilderness, an unforgiving landscape, or is there something more? From toddlers to experienced hikers, people vanish in this region in ways that defy logic, patterns echoing across generations. Sudden disappearances after brief separations, scent trails going cold, bodies found in bizarre locations or never recovered at all. Some believe it's the harsh elements. Others whisper of something darker, supernatural forces, hidden predators, or ancient mysteries. And one chilling fact remains: the disappearances continue. Thank you for watching Missing Persons Archives. Have you hiked in this region? Do you have your own theories about Canada's Vanishing Triangle? Let us know in the comments, and as always, stay aware, stay safe, and remember, anyone can disappear without a trace.